All right, here's a question where we have to manipulate a formula. It says, what is the no-load voltage of an alternator if the full load of the voltage is 347 and the percent voltage regulation is 5.3%? So 5.3%, that's probably going to go in here. 347 is the full load, so that goes in here and here. And it looks like I'm solving for that variable there. Now you can plug numbers in immediately and then manipulate the formula, solve for the variable, or you can manipulate the variables first and then plug the numbers in. I like to manipulate the formula first. So if I have to solve for voltage no load, I want that on the side of the equal sign by itself. So I have to get rid of this, this, and this. So they have to go to the other side somehow. The order that you do that is important. So one thing to think about on this fraction, that these two things are sort of together. I can't really move those without moving the other two things first. Maybe you sort of could, but it's a lot harder. It's easier to manipulate these two things first and then deal with that one last. So that's what I'm going to do. Since I'm multiplying this side by 100, I don't want that there, so I'm going to divide by 100. But if I do it on this side, I have to do it on this side. Okay, now let's write what we have so far. So I have percent reg over 100 is equal to VNL minus VFL over VFL. Okay, so now I want to get rid of this. So since I'm dividing by it, the way I get rid of it is multiply both sides by it. So multiply both sides by VFL. VFL, multiply. Again, these will cancel. And so this is what I have so far. I have VFL times the percent reg divided by 100 is equal to VNL minus VFL. Okay, but I'm solving for this, so I have to get rid of this one. So I look at the operation, and the operation is minus, so I'm going to add VFL on this side, and I'll add VFL on that side. So I'll have VFL times percent reg all over 100 plus VFL is equal to VNL. So there I've manipulated the formula, so this is what I'm searching for. Now if I go to the top to see what my numbers are, the full load voltage is 347. So that goes here, 347 times the percent regular is 5.3. So 5.3 divided by 100 plus VFL, the full load is 347, equals this. Okay, let me pause and do that on my calculator. Okay, on my calculator, it says the voltage no load is going to be 365.391. And the question might ask you, or your instructor might tell you how much to round that off. Okay, here's another question that I have that's very similar to that one. And you might want to try it. It's a speed regulation of a motor. Maybe just see if you can manipulate. Again, we're solving for this variable. See if you can manipulate it on your own. So press pause, see if you can manipulate it. Then plug in the numbers, see if you come up with what I did. Once you think you've got it, press play and see what happens. Okay, just like the last question, I'm going to divide both sides by 100. I'm also going to multiply both sides by NFL. And so let's see what I have so far. NFL times the percent speed regulation divided by 100 equals N and L minus NFL. And then I'm solving for this, so I'm going to add NFL on both sides. Okay, so my final formula would be NFL times the percent speed regulation over 100 plus NFL VFL is equal to NNL. Now I can plug the numbers in. Speed regulation 3.76. So I have 3.76 here. And the N at full load is 1445.6 divided by 100 plus NFL. Oh, that's the one I just had. 1445.6 equals NNL. Okay, pause calculator. Okay, so the NNL is going to be equal to 1499.95. I'd probably call that 1500 is NNL. Okay, one last question wanted to show you was a similar formula that we had in the first time, but this time instead of looking for the no load, we're going to look for the full load. So we're looking for VFL. And so VFL is here, but the problem is it's also down there. So you have two of the same variable. So to solve for that, it turns out that it's a little bit tricky. So let me show you how I would do it. First off, you're probably want to isolate that stuff. So I'm going to do the same thing as I did last time. Similar to what I did last time. So I'm going to multiply both sides by VFL. VFL. So I have VFL times the percent reg is equal to VNL minus VFL times 100. Okay, now last time I divided each side by 100, but I think it turns out that it's easier to do what I'm about to show you. So you could divide by 100, but I think it's easier to distribute that 100 into each of those. So it's a distributive law. So I have VFL times percent reg is equal to, this will be 100 VNL minus 100 VFL. Okay, so I'm sort of finding myself, it's not a real mess, but I have a problem that this is what I'm wanting to solve for, and it's also over there in that term. So there's two of them. So the trick that you want to do is get both of those on the same side of the equal sign and then factor one of them out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 100 VFL on this side, and I'll add 100 VFL on that side. So that'll give me VFL times the percent reg plus 100 VFL is equal to 100 VNL. I'm just checking to make sure I have done that right. I think so. So now notice that I have this VFL, what I'm looking for, and it's there too. And there's two of them, but there can be only one. I need to have just one VFL is equal to something. So the trick that you can use, it's not really a trick, it's a mathematical principle, is that you factor out, since there's a VFL common to this term and this term, you factor that out. So I'll have a VFL factored out times the percent reg plus 100 is equal to 100 VNL. Now notice that now I just have one VFL. So this is good. So to solve, this is being multiplied. So I'm going to divide both sides by percent reg plus 100. Divide percent reg plus 100. So my formula will be VFL will be equal to 100 VNL divided by percent reg plus 100. Okay, these two will cancel out. Okay, so now let's look and see what the question actually asked here. It says, what is the full load voltage? That's what I solved for. I'll just put it right over here. if the no-load voltage is 570, okay, so I have 100 times 570.88 volts divided by the percent reg is 5.3 plus 100. Okay, calculator. Okay, so this comes out to 542.146. And again, you can round this. I didn't ask in the question what to round it to, but you can round it to whatever they ask for in the question. Okay, hopefully that helps you out with those types of questions.